Thank you very much, Bamidele. The key point that you've mentioned in your contribution is justice. And if we look at this key point, you would see that in the country today, there are so many agitations, and all of them are calling for justice. So many agitations. Some people are saying that they want to go. You have secessionist group, different ones in the country saying that because we don't have our own fair share of Nigerian states, we would like to go. There are people that are calling for restructuring, that the current structure is not favorable to every ethnic nationalities. So we have people that are calling for restructuring. We have people that are calling for true federalism. So many agitations in the country, and these agitations has led to different groups. You have the IPOB in the southeast. You have the Odua People's Congress. You have the Arewa Consultative Forum. So I will go to you, Barrister Adeleke. Do you think these agitations are the right way to call for justice, or do you think these agitations actually compound the problem and pose more danger to Nigerian democracy? And if these agitations are not the right way to go, what alternative ways would you suggest for Nigerians to go in calling for justice, equity, and transparency in government in Nigeria?
Well, thank you very much for that question. Let me say that agitations are themselves a testament to the fact that we're making progress with our democracy. Whether you like it or not, one of the key advantages of a democracy is, the people can express their opinion. The people can make demands on government, and such demands will be met. Clearly, and I've always been an advocate of restructuring. One thing which I often hear a lot is, from youths, from even some of the elderly ones, is that we cannot continue to shy away from that fact. Nigeria itself is a product of business, as it were, by the so-called colonialists. So oftentimes people ask, why are we even in this country? Why are we here? Why a particular ethnic group feels, why are we with this set of people? And that is why, if we must continue to live together as one country, we must have that discussion. We cannot continue to shy away from that fact. What has often tends to happen is that every government in power, because of the enormous powers which comes with government, they often tend to shy away from going in that direction. I recall that in 2014 there was a confab that was organized by President Jonathan, which had delegates from all of the ethnic groups in Nigeria, which sat for a couple of weeks and they deliberated on issues. Whatever report was made by that conference, we do not know what has become of it. We need to be deliberate about this. We need to be serious about this. These agitations will continue. They won't go away. Unless they are addressed, they will not go away. We all know the history about what led to the Biafra War itself, how that the Igbo people felt that, they're not getting the fair share of what they deserve. And very recently, even in amongst the Yorubaris, there's the Odua front. A lot of people, thinking that, they're also not getting what they deserve. And the truth of the matter is that if you live in this country, you tend to agree that things are lopsided. There's a lot of imbalance in the structure, which is tilting towards a particular group of people, a particular section of the country. We cannot deny, we cannot shy away from the fact that Nigeria, as it were, is skewed in favor of the North. They tend to dominate a lot of things, despite the fact that we say, oh, we have a federal character system and what have you. So we need to begin to have that discussion. Government will tell you that restructuring is not important because of the enormous powers that they're enjoying and they're wielding. And we have seen that, we have seen that the people are continuing to, people are continuing to suffer. I mean, look at insecurity. You know, you have a situation where the IGPs in Abuja, you know, state governors who are supposed to protect the people, who are supposed to be the chief security officer, do not have control over IGPs. And then there's been a continuing call for state police. Recently, you have the Southwest setting up what they call the Amotekun, you know, just to, you know, protect themselves and have a sense of belonging. And then recently, you know, not recently, I mean, but he's hearing his head again in the Southwest, the herders and farmers clash and what have you. So we cannot shy away from restructuring. We cannot shy away from having discussions. I, for one, feel that, you know, the government at the center has too much wide powers, which they're not even using effectively. I mean, as a legal practitioner, I know that quite a number of things can actually be done properly in this country only if we could let states have real powers. What we have, I mean, come to look at the way things are schemed. Federal government has focused itself only on oil. Meanwhile, there are a lot of other natural resources across so many of these states. But you have a constitution that gives, you know, mining powers, you know, totally at the door of the federal government, and then leaving the states to wonder. Some of the states, you know, go cap in hand for allocations every month because, of course, they cannot even make do with the mining powers they have, which the federal government is sitting on and not doing anything about. So we need to continue to have these discussions. We need to talk about devolution of powers. We need to talk about fiscal federalism. States need to wake up and be able to stand on their own. I mean, I mean, I wasn't born, you know, when Awolowo was premier, but I could still see the Cocoa House. You know, it was said that, the Southwest was everything was working on smoothly. I could see the Cocoa House. I could see all of the investment that the Odua Investment Company, you know, did in the whole of Southwest. We need to go back to all of these things. We need to start talking. We need to, you know, the government needs to do a lot more, you know, to listen to the people. Government is denying the need for state police, but we have seen, you know, from time that the federal government itself is helpless. It cannot police the country safely and effectively. Boko Haram continues to rampage in the north. And we cannot continue like this. These agitations, like I said, these agitations will not go away. Government needs to act fast. In the interest of the people, they need to forget about their selfish, you know, interest and this desire to control power, which they're not using effectively in the interest of the people.